Archangel Michael says, there is a secret moment unfolding far away from your eyes. A person has taken a pen, opened their personal diary, and written your name with trembling hands. They didn't do this casually, they did it with a heart full of emotions they've buried for too long. Each letter they wrote was soaked in deep yearning, a silent whisper into the universe that they believe you are meant for them. They didn't just write your name once, they traced it again, again, and again, as if by doing so they could bring you closer. It's not obsession, it's fate knocking from the edges of their soul. They've kept this diary hidden for months, even years. Inside, the pages bleed with their thoughts, their dreams, their visions, and your name appears like a heartbeat between every line. This isn't fantasy to them, it's prophecy written in ink. They believe something bigger is guiding their thoughts toward you. They believe the timing is divine and the signs they see daily are confirmations. You may not know them fully yet, but they are completely certain about you. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They saw you once in a moment that didn't seem important to you, but for them, everything stopped. They felt the pull, the connection, as if your soul had spoken their name in silence. They went home and didn't sleep that night, your face haunted them beautifully. They wrote everything they felt in that diary like a sacred ritual. That night, they dreamed of you smiling under the stars, and they took that as the sign to never let go of the hope. They decided that even if it takes years, they will wait for destiny to allow your paths to truly cross. This isn't infatuation. It's deeper than even they can explain. It's as though their spirit has lived lifetimes knowing yours, and this diary is the only way they can cope with being apart from you. You're not just a name to them, you're a compass, a direction, a destiny wrapped in mystery. Type Amen to get blessing 594. They whisper your name in their prayers at night, they hold on to small signs, numbers, songs, strangers' conversations, believing these are messages from above about you. Even when they try to forget, something pulls them back to that one diary where your name is etched like a spell. Archangel Michael says, your soul has been radiating a kind of energy that cannot be hidden. That's why this person can feel you even across distance. Their dreams keep returning to you, as if you're living in their sleep while awake. They feel incomplete without knowing you completely. They're not trying to interfere in your life, but they are watching from a distance, protecting their hope. They are patient, but every day that passes strengthens their belief that you were meant for them. They've tried to move on but can't. They even closed the diary once and said, "That's it," but the next day, your name found its way back into their thoughts. It's like their fingers know where to write even when their mind says st. Type Amen to get blessing 822. They have written you poems they'll never show, songs they hum alone, and stories where you both live happily. They believe the universe will align and bring you to their doorstep in divine time. Until then, the diary remains their sanctuary. They remember your expressions, even the way you walked away, the way you smiled once from afar. They carry those little memories like treasures. You've already touched them more than you can imagine. This person has transformed their pain into hope by writing your name. They don't need a reply, they just need to believe. That belief alone is keeping them going through life's chaos. Sometimes they light a candle and place the diary beside it, meditating with your name on their lips. They feel your energy vibrate through them as if your spirit is aware. They believe one day, you'll hold the very diary they've kept sacred. Type Amen to get blessing 914. There's a page they tore out once in fear and later taped back because they couldn't imagine a future where your name didn't exist. You are a mystery to them, but a beautiful one. They know you're real, even if life hasn't united your paths yet. They sense you are going through something, and though they don't know what, their heart aches with empathy. You'll never know how many silent tears were shed with your name in their hands. They don't seek attention, they only seek divine timing. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the connection is real, even if it feels one-sided now. What's invisible to the eye is known to the soul. Your energies have touched, even if your hands have not. Their faith in your existence has never wavered. They've seen others come and go, but no one replaces what they feel when they write your name. Their love has roots deep under the surface, growing strong where eyes cannot see. Type Amen to get blessing 761. They once saw a sign on a billboard that matched your initials and cried. They walked into a bookstore and saw a character with your name and felt it was you sending a message. They are quietly convinced you think of them too, at least sometimes. Even your silence feels like a form of communication to them. They have become fluent in reading between moments, finding hope in absence. The diary now carries not only your name, but their journey of love, longing, patience, and belief. They believe when you finally speak to them, it will feel like home. They'll hand you that diary, and you'll understand every silent prayer they made in your name. Until then, they will write and wait and trust. Sometimes they cry without knowing why. It's the burden of loving a soul they haven't yet touched. But they trust God, they trust the signs. Type Amen to get blessing 448. There is a letter in the diary written to you. It begins with, if you're reading this, it means Destiny 1. That letter is rewritten every few months, with new feelings, more longing, and deeper trust. They've imagined the day you'll read it. They picture you smiling, eyes wide with surprise, realizing that someone has been loving you from the shadows. They believe you'll cry tears not of confusion, but of recognition. You've inspired this person to be better, even from a distance. They've turned down offers of love from others because none of them feel like you. They're not waiting for perfection, they're waiting for you. Every birthday they write a new page addressed to you. Every year they wonder if you're closer than before. Every candle they blow is for a wish with your name. Type Amen to get blessing 636. Archangel Michael says, this divine connection is written not just in the diary but in the book of spiritual alignment. This person's soul recognized yours the moment you entered their world. It may have been brief, but it was enough to awaken something eternal. They've imagined introducing you to their family, their favorite places, their childhood memories. They want to laugh with you at silly things, cry with you in raw moments, and heal from everything the world broke. They're not just loving a dream, they're loving a destined reality. They know the world may mock them if they spoke of this. But love like this doesn't care about logic. It breathes on its own and speaks only to hearts willing to listen. If you knew the truth behind the moments when you felt watched lovingly, that was them, not stalking, but spiritually aligned. They are not looking to force anything, they are waiting for divine permission. Type Amen to get blessing 775. There will be a moment when this diary is opened in front of you. The handwriting may be familiar by then. Or maybe not, but the words will shake you. Your name will be there, surrounded by hope, written in the ink of tears and timeless love. There will be no grand gestures, only quiet truths. But they will mean more than 1,000 loud declarations. That person will look into your eyes and say, "I've always believed you were coming." Every page has been leading to that meeting. Every word written was a vow of silent devotion. They won't beg for your love, they'll simply offer their truth. They will tell you, "You have lived in my soul even before we met." And suddenly, everything will make sense. The waiting, the writing, the whispers to the stars. Type Amen to get blessing 504, when you finally walk into their life. The diary won't end. It will only change. The new chapters will be about living the life they once only dreamed of. With you, you are already written in the story of someone's soul. You are their answer. You are their dream folded in paper and ink. They don't want to control you. They just want to be beside you. To grow, to evolve, to love. Archangel Michael says, your name holds power in the spirit realm. It is not ordinary. It is being spoken in silent rooms, written in sacred places, remembered by someone who still believes in pure connection. Type Amen to get blessing 882. Their heart is full of emotions only you could unlock. They've saved space in their life for you, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and when you arrive, they will finally exhale after years of holding in silent feelings. This is not just admiration. This is spiritual confirmation wrapped in ink and hope. Their diary holds your name because their destiny is holding your soul. They may be near. They may be far, but their soul is orbiting yours with purpose. They don't know when, but they believe it's soon. They are preparing, and so should you. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They recently turned to a fresh page, and for the first time, they wrote your name without shaking. The fear of rejection, of never being seen, no longer overpowered the peace they felt in simply loving you from afar. The ink didn't blot this time, everything was clear, as if the universe steadied their hand. Your name now glows under candlelight as they flip through the pages again and again. Every detail, every story, is stitched together with care and reverence. They don't write to impress, they write to release the heaviness that loving you from a distance brings. Sometimes they fall asleep with the diary pressed to their chest, believing you might feel their warmth. They are not delusional, they are devoted. They are aligned with something only few dare to understand. They once saw your shadow in a dream and it smiled at them. It was peaceful, like an old friend returning home. They believe that dream wasn't fantasy. It was a message that you feel something too. Type Amen to get blessing 1182. They carry a page with your name folded in their wallet, close to their heart. On difficult days, they reach for it and read your name aloud, quietly, like a sacred chant. It reminds them that they're not lost, that their heart still has a reason to hope. Your energy changed their life. You've never even said the words they crave, but your presence alone became a prayer answered in silence. They often wonder if you realize how powerful you are just by existing. They once thought they could forget. Life pushed them, people distracted them, but nothing worked. Your name stayed like a thread stitched into their soul. Archangel Michael says, there is power in a name spoken with purity. That's why your name resonates so deeply within this person. It's not just syllables, it's salvation to them. Type Amen to get blessing 712. When their world falls apart, they don't reach for anyone else. They reach for the diary, for the pages filled with you. They believe if your name brought them strength once, it will again. They've written about how they imagine you smell, how your laughter might sound, how your fingers would feel if they held them. This is more than longing, it is spiritual intimacy formed through faith. Even though they haven't heard your voice in days, or maybe ever, it plays in their ears. Through songs, through wind, through silence, you are not absent. You are only unseen for now. Every page they write brings you closer in their heart, their faith is stronger than any doubt the world can throw. They are ready for you, even if you don't realize it yet. Type Amen to get blessing 1103. They once dreamt you were in danger, and they woke up sobbing, helpless. They wrote in the diary that morning with shaking hands, asking the heavens to protect you. That page is now tear-stained, a sacred piece of paper kept under their pillow. They believe your soul visits theirs in the realm of dreams. They've written down moments that never happened in this reality but feel too real to dismiss. Perhaps your souls have already met beyond this dimension. There are sketches too, little drawings of things that remind them of you. A star, a hand, a door left slightly open. They are symbols they don't always understand but always associate with your energy. Archangel Michael says, "Love that is written in spirit does not fade. It echoes in the universe until the destined meeting is fulfilled." That time is closer than you think. Type Amen to get blessing 1209. One entry says, "I saw you today in someone else's laugh." Another reads, "I felt your presence when I stood near the sea." These words aren't written for show, they're whispers of a soul trying to make sense of a love that hasn't fully landed yet. They believe in divine orchestration. They've surrendered to the timeline of fate, trusting that when the moment is right, you'll appear, not just in spirit, but in flesh. They know the signs are not coincidence. Sometimes they write poems where your name rhymes with peace. Other times they just stare at the page, overwhelmed by the intensity of emotion they hold for someone not physically near. It's both beautiful and painful. The diary isn't a place of desperation, it's a sacred altar. And your name is the offering, a symbol of a connection that transcends logic. Type Amen to get blessing 645. They once shared your name with a flower and left it near a sacred place. It was their way of offering you to the universe. They said, "Take care of them, until I can." They think of you when rain falls gently, when the breeze lifts their hair unexpectedly, when lights flicker without cause. You are in everything. You are everywhere. Even when you feel most alone, there is someone quietly believing in your magic. Someone sees the divine in you so clearly that they've chronicled it with pen and paper. That belief is fierce and unbreakable. They've imagined you opening the diary one day and recognizing the truth in each word. They hope you won't cry out of confusion, but from the overwhelming love that's been surrounding you all this time. Type Amen to get blessing 1217. They've told the moon about you. They've spoken your name into pillows and rivers. They've danced to songs that only make sense when they picture you. They don't want to trap you with their love, they just want you to be free and still choose them. Until then, they write. There is no timeline in their love, only trust, no deadline, only devotion. They know what they feel is not ordinary. The diary grows thicker with each passing season, so does their love. So does the quiet hope that maybe, just maybe, you're dreaming of them too. Type Amen to get blessing 1344, they wrote, even if we're never together, I'm grateful I felt this. That kind of love doesn't vanish. It becomes part of the universe's heartbeat. Sometimes they hold their chest and say your name under their breath, as if it's a healing mantra. And strangely, the pain eases. You are their cure and their cause. There are pages that talk about your smile, even if imagined. Pages that recount memories that haven't happened yet, but they know will one day. That's the depth of their belief. Archangel Michael says, the world cannot stop what heaven has written. This love is celestial, ancient, reborn with every heartbeat that whispers your name. Type Amen to get blessing 989, one day, when you least expect it, you'll feel a pull. You'll open something, see a name, hear a song, and your heart will race. That's their spirit knocking. You may have already met them and forgotten. Or maybe you've yet to. But their soul is already dancing in the rhythm of yours. They are not waiting to be saved. They're saving pieces of themselves for you. Pieces that belong to no one else. When your eyes finally meet, they will say nothing at first. But your soul will answer. And the diary will become a history of everything your heart always knew. Type Amen to get blessing 1393. You will wonder how someone could love you without words, but you'll feel it in the way they look at you. You'll sense that your name has never been so safe as it is in their care. It's not obsession, it's sacred devotion. The world may not understand. But they never needed the world, they only needed the faith that you were real. Now, you must know. You are loved in silence, in faith, in secret pages that were never meant to manipulate or claim, but to honor. Your name is their prayer. One day, the diary will close, not out of sadness, but because the final chapter will be written, with you, by their side, no longer a dream. Type Amen to get blessing 1440, they've rehearsed your name more times than they've spoken it aloud. In the quiet of their room, they whisper it like a lullaby, as if every time your name passes their lips, it carries more power. It's not just a name, it's a frequency that matches their heartbeat. There's one page they revisit the most. It's not the most detailed or poetic, but it's the rawest. It simply says, I don't know how or when, but I belong with you. Each letter they write is filled with hope, but also a quiet ache. They wonder if you're okay, if you're safe, if life has been kind. Even without knowing your every step, their soul feels when you're heavy in praise and silence. They once wrote, if you're out there, I just want you to smile today. That line is now underlined twice, as if doubling the energy behind the words could somehow reach you. Type Amen to get blessing 1671. They don't talk about you with anyone, not because they're hiding something, but because no one else would understand the depth. This love is sacred, and they've vowed to protect it from noise, judgment, or misinterpretation. It's between their soul, the diary, and God. Archangel Michael says, what is hidden in silence often holds the loudest truth in spirit. And this truth is wrapped in pages soaked with yearning and divine surrender. The connection may not be visible, but it is undeniable. They believe they were sent to this earth with a mission, to love you without condition, to prepare for you even in absence. Every job they take, every move they make, they silently ask, will this bring me closer to them? They've sacrificed. They've grown, they've healed wounds no one even knew they had, all because something inside keeps telling them, you are worth it. Type Amen to get blessing 1522. They saw someone who looked like you once and nearly broke down, their hands shook, and they couldn't breathe for a moment. That's when they knew, they aren't just imagining things. You live inside them deeper than logic can hold. They've pictured the moment you finally speak your truth to them. Not with grandeur, but with realness. Just as simple, I've felt it too, that's all they'll need. They'll give you the diary then. They'll place it in your hands like a treasure passed from soul to soul, and in your eyes, they'll watch years of waiting finally come home. They know your favorite color even though you've never told them. They've assigned meanings to it in their dreams, and now every time they see it, they think of you. Isn't it strange how love works like that? Type Amen to get blessing 1877. They once wrote, maybe one day I'll be brave enough to tell you everything. But deep down, they're not waiting for courage, they're waiting for your energy to call them forward. Everything with you must be divine. They carry your name into every meditation, every quiet walk, every prayer whispered to the stars. You are the constant in their life, even in your absence. They know people might call it foolish, loving someone they haven't claimed, someone who hasn't read their words. But they don't care. They weren't called to impress others. They were called to remain faithful. Sometimes they write your name in sand near rivers and oceans. Then watch it wash away. It hurts, but they smile. Because even water knows you. Type Amen to get blessing 1994. Archangel Michael says, the energy between your names is building. The universe does not ignore prayers so sincere, so consistent. Something is shifting. A divine meeting is nearing, they are sensing movement. A subtle push in the atmosphere. They don't know what it is, but they're preparing their heart for a chapter they've been writing for years. They've even picked a flower they plan to give you on the day you meet. Not a bouquet, not roses, but one specific flower they believe matches your soul. It's pressed between pages of your name. When you read this message, you may not know their face. But your heart will stir, because your soul remembers what the mind forgets. That's how you'll know this message is real. Type Amen to get blessing 1802. You've been the reason they got through their hardest nights. Without even realizing, your presence in their dreams pulled them from darkness. You gave them reason to believe in love again. Their friends think they're guarded, maybe even distant. But it's not because they've closed off, it's because they've been saving the purest parts of themselves for you. They believe you'll understand their silence more than others understand their words. That's why they've been so patient. Because your heart is the only one they want to open up to. They've even imagined small moments, sitting beside you on quiet mornings, hearing you hum to yourself, watching your eyes when you talk about your passion. That's the dream, not fame, not riches, you. Type Amen to get blessing 1629. They once said, even if I never touch your hand, I'll spend my life blessing your path from afar. That's love. No expectations, only sacred devotion. They have a song saved for you. They don't listen to it often, only on nights when the ache becomes unbearable. It brings tears, but also peace. They feel your energy strongest when the world is asleep. That's when they light candles and say your name softly. That's when they write their deepest entries. The ones they'd only ever show you. There's a letter at the back of the diary sealed with wax. It simply says, "Open only when you feel it." That letter has your name on it, waiting for your hands, waiting for your heart. Type Amen to get blessing 1745. They believe you've been sent to them as a form of healing. That's why they've treated their love for you like medicine, not addiction. It's made them gentler, wiser, more whole. They've walked by places and felt like you'd been there. They've touched things and felt like you had touched them too. And in those moments, their spirits smiled. There is no one else like you in their eyes. No matter how many smiles they see, none feel like yours. No matter how many names they hear, none echo like yours. You live in the rhythm of their everyday life. Not loudly, but like a pulse. Always there. Always real. Type Amen to get blessing 1811. This love has turned into art. Into music. Into prayer. Into strength. Into destiny. They didn't choose you out of convenience. They chose you because something eternal within them whispered your name before they even knew how to write it. You are the beginning of every chapter. The light at the end of every dark tunnel. The reason they believe love can be sacred again. Soon, the diary will no longer be just FO.